Your body is holding on to stubborn fat for a reason, and almost everyone is making the same mistake every single day. You can eat less, move more, and still see no real change. That is where the frustration begins. But there is a simple switch that can change everything within just 24 hours. No extreme workouts, no complicated diet plans, just one powerful shift that tells your body to stop storing fat and finally start burning it. Here's the truth most people never hear: fat burning is not controlled by how much you eat, it is controlled by how often you eat. Every time food enters your body, a signal is sent that keeps fat locked away. This signal can stay active all day long, especially with constant meals and snacks. That means your body never gets the chance to tap into stored fat. It stays stuck in storage mode, no matter how hard you try. In this video, you will learn how your body really burns fat, using a simple approach that works with your biology, instead of fighting it. You will discover the one-day method that can reset your system, lower the signal that blocks fat burning, and push your body into using its own stored energy. This is a method backed by science, yet often ignored in everyday advice. It is simple, powerful, and surprisingly effective when done the right way. You will also learn what actually happens inside your body during those 24 hours, the shift from sugar burning to fat burning, the moment your energy levels begin to stabilize, the point where cravings start to fade. These are the hidden changes that most people never notice, yet they make all the difference. And there are a few common mistakes that can completely stop this process without you even realizing it. Missing these details is the reason many people say it does not work, even though it does. Stay with this video until the end because the final part reveals a key insight that ties everything together. Once you understand it, your entire approach to fat loss will change. You will see why your efforts may have failed before and how a small shift can unlock real results without making your life harder. Welcome to our channel, where we break down complex health ideas into simple truths that actually work. If you want more videos like this that challenge common myths and give you real practical strategies, make sure to subscribe and stay connected. You cut down your meals. You start saying no to foods you used to enjoy. Portions get smaller, calories go lower. For a few days, it feels like progress is coming. Then everything slows down, the scale barely moves, the mirror looks the same. That stubborn layer of fat, especially around the belly, refuses to change. It feels confusing, almost unfair. Effort is there, discipline is there, but the result stays out of reach. You push harder. Workouts become more intense. You sweat more, spend more time trying to burn it off. Some days you feel exhausted yet motivated because you believe this is what it takes. But even with all that effort, your body does not respond the way you expect it. The fat holds on. It does not matter how many times you repeat the routine, it feels like something is missing. Then the frustration starts building. You begin to question yourself. Maybe you are doing something wrong. Maybe you need to try another diet, another workout plan, another method that promises faster results. You scroll through advice, see people claiming quick transformations, and it makes the situation feel even more confusing. Everyone seems to have a solution, yet nothing seems to work for you. At the same time, hunger becomes a constant companion. You think about food more often. Cravings get stronger, especially at times when you are trying to stay disciplined. You resist for a while, then give in, then feel guilty. It turns into a cycle that repeats itself over and over again. Eat less, feel hungry, try harder, see no change, repeat. And that belly fat stays exactly where it is. It becomes the most noticeable reminder that something is off. Clothes fit the same way, energy levels go up and down. Some days you feel drained without knowing why. Other days you feel like giving up completely because the effort does not match the results. Deep down, it feels like your body is working against you, like there is a hidden reason behind all this resistance, something beyond calories and workouts, something that no one clearly explains. And until that missing piece is understood, The struggle keeps repeating no matter how much effort you put in. The real issue goes deeper than calories. It is easy to believe that eating less automatically leads to fat loss, but the body does not work in such a simple way. There is a system running in the background quietly deciding whether to store energy or burn it. And when that system is pushed in the wrong direction, fat loss slows down or even stops, no matter how much effort is applied. Your body can operate in two different modes. One is a fat burning state, where stored energy is used to fuel your day. The other is a fat storing state, where energy is saved and locked away. The problem begins when the body spends most of its time in that storing state. It becomes comfortable there. It adapts to it. And once that happens, getting out of it becomes harder than most people expect. This is where things start to feel confusing. You are eating less, yet the body holds on to fat. You are moving more, yet the results barely show. It starts to feel like the rules are broken. But the truth is, the body is following its own rules, and those rules are controlled by signals that most people never think about. One habit plays a major role in this, and it happens every single day without much attention. It feels normal, even harmless, because everyone around you is doing the same thing. Meals are spread out, snacks fill the gaps. The body keeps receiving signals again and again telling it that more energy is coming in. So instead of switching to burning stored fat, it stays in storage mode. Over time, this pattern becomes the default. The body expects constant input. It adjusts to it. And even when you try to reduce calories or increase activity, that deeper pattern continues to run in the background. It quietly blocks the shift into fat burning, keeping everything stuck in place. This is the part that changes everything once it becomes clear. It is not just about how much you eat, but how often those signals are sent. And as long as that one habit stays the same, the body keeps responding the same way, holding on to fat as if nothing has changed. So a small shift begins to take shape when that daily pattern is changed, even for a short period of time. When the constant flow of food is paused, something different starts happening inside the body. The signals that once kept fat locked away begin to fade. The system that was stuck in storing mode starts to loosen its grip. It does not happen through force or extreme effort, but through a simple change in timing. As the hours pass without repeated eating, the body begins to notice the gap. At first, it relies on the energy that is already available from recent meals. That is the easy part. But as that supply starts to drop, the body looks for another source. This is where the shift quietly begins. Instead of waiting for more food to arrive, it turns inward and starts accessing stored energy. This process has always been there, built into the body as a natural survival mechanism. It does not need complicated steps or special tools. It only needs the right conditions. When those conditions are created, even for a single day, the body starts moving in a different direction. The constant storage signal weakens and the pathway to fat burning opens up. Energy begins to come from a new place. Instead of running only on what was recently eaten, the body starts using what has been stored over time. That stubborn fat, which once felt impossible to reach, slowly becomes available as fuel. It is a gradual shift, but a powerful one because it changes the way the body responds without adding more pressure. There is also a noticeable change in how the body feels during this period. Hunger does not keep rising endlessly as many expect. It comes in waves, then settles. Energy does not crash the same way it often does with constant eating. The body begins to adapt to this new rhythm, finding balance in a way that feels different from the usual cycle. All of this starts with a simple change applied for just one day, a short window where the usual pattern is interrupted, a small adjustment that gives the body space to switch roles, moving away from storing and stepping into burning, allowing a process that was always there to finally take the lead. There is a simple signal inside your body that controls whether you burn fat or store it, and that signal is called insulin. Every time you eat, especially foods that contain sugar or carbohydrates, insulin rises. This is a normal response. It helps move energy from your blood into your cells. But while insulin is high, your body is given a clear message: store energy. Do not burn it. This becomes important when eating happens again and again throughout the day. A meal raises insulin, then a snack comes in, and it goes up again. Another drink, another bite, and it stays elevated. The body never really gets a break from this signal. It keeps hearing the same instruction over and over. Keep storing, keep saving. Fat burning stays turned off in the background. This is why frequent eating can quietly block progress. It does not matter if the portions are small. It does not matter if the total calories are lower. As long as insulin stays high for most of the day, the body does not switch into fat burning mode. It remains focused on using incoming energy and storing whatever is left. When there is a gap between meals, something different begins to happen. Insulin starts to fall. It does not drop instantly, but over time it moves lower. And as it comes down, the message inside the body begins to change. The storage signal weakens. A new signal starts to take its place, one that allows stored energy to be used. At that point, the body gains access to fat that was previously locked away. It starts using it slowly, turning it into fuel for daily activity. This shift depends on that drop in insulin. Without it, the door to fat burning stays closed. With it, the door begins to open. So the pattern becomes clear in a simple way. Eating often keeps insulin high, and high insulin keeps fat stored. Creating space between meals allows insulin to fall, and when it falls, fat burning begins to move forward. This quiet change happens inside the body without any visible sign, yet it controls everything about how energy is used throughout the day. The approach is simple and focused, built around giving your body a clear window of time to eat and a longer window to rest from food. For one full day, eating is kept within a limited period, such as 8 hours. That means all meals are placed inside that window with nothing outside of it. The rest of the day becomes a space where the body is free from constant input, allowing it to shift into a different mode. During the eating window, meals are eaten normally, without the need to count every calorie or follow strict rules about portions. The focus stays on timing rather than restriction. Once that window closes, eating stops completely until the next day. This is where the real change begins because the body is no longer receiving repeated signals to store energy. Snacking in between is removed completely. Even small bites can trigger the same response and interrupt the process. A quick snack may seem harmless, but it sends the body back into storage mode again. Keeping clean gaps between meals allows insulin to settle and creates the conditions needed for fat burning to move forward. Drinks are kept simple during the non-eating period. Water becomes the main source of hydration. Tea and black coffee can also be included as long as they are taken without sugar, milk, or added flavors. These do not break the process and can help manage hunger during the transition. The goal is to avoid anything that triggers a response similar to food. As the hours pass without eating, the body begins to adjust. At first, it runs on what is already available from recent meals. Then it gradually starts tapping into stored energy. This is where the shift becomes noticeable. The longer gap without food gives the body time to lower insulin and access fat that was previously locked away. This method does not rely on intensity or extreme effort. It works by changing the rhythm of the day. Eating becomes more structured, and the spaces between meals become more meaningful. That simple structure allows the body to move away from constant storage and begin using its own reserves, creating a different internal environment within just one day. As the day begins and the eating window closes, your body continues running on the energy that is already available. During the first few hours, it relies on stored sugar, also known as glycogen, which is kept in the liver and muscles. This is the quickest source of fuel, and the body uses it naturally without any struggle. At this stage, everything feels familiar. Energy levels remain steady, and there is no major shift yet. It feels like a normal part of the day. As more time passes and no new food comes in, those sugar stores begin to run lower. The body starts looking for another source of energy to keep everything functioning smoothly. This is where the internal shift begins to take place. Instead of depending only on stored sugar, the body slowly starts tapping into stored fat. This process builds gradually, and it happens quietly in the background. During this transition, something interesting starts to change. Energy no longer depends on frequent meals. It becomes more stable over time. The usual ups and downs that come from constant eating begin to settle. There is less of that sudden drop that often leads to fatigue or the need for a quick snack. The body finds a different rhythm, one that feels more balanced. Cravings also begin to shift. In the beginning, they may appear out of habit rather than real need. They come at the times when food is usually expected. But as the body adapts to this new pattern, those cravings start to lose their intensity. They come and go without taking over. Hunger becomes more controlled, and it no longer feels urgent in the same way. This entire process unfolds within a single day. The body moves from using quick energy to accessing deeper reserves. It adjusts step by step, responding to the longer gaps without food. The change may feel subtle at first, but inside, a different system is starting to take control, allowing stored fat to become a usable source of fuel while maintaining a steady flow of energy throughout the day. Small actions during the day can quietly interrupt the entire process, even when everything else feels correct. One of the most common patterns is taking small snacks in between meals. It may feel harmless, just a bite here and there, something quick to take the edge off hunger. But even a small amount of food can trigger the same internal response as a full meal. The body reacts, insulin rises, and the shift toward fat burning pauses again. This can happen multiple times without much awareness, keeping the body in the same cycle despite the effort to change. Drinks can create a similar effect. Many people focus on solid food and overlook what they are drinking. Sweetened tea, flavored coffee, juices, or even low-calorie beverages with added sweeteners can send signals that interfere with the process. They may seem light or insignificant, but the body still reacts to them. That reaction can be enough to stop the progress that was building during the fasting period. Keeping drinks simple becomes an important part of maintaining that internal shift. Timing also plays a quiet but powerful role. Ending the fasting period too early can limit the benefits that come from longer gaps without food. It can feel tempting to return to eating at the first sign of hunger, especially in the beginning when the body is adjusting. That early break shortens the time needed for insulin to stay low and for fat burning to continue. The process begins, but it does not get enough time to move forward in a meaningful way. Habits built over time can make these patterns feel normal. Snacking becomes automatic. Certain drinks become part of a routine. Eating times stay fixed based on comfort rather than what the body needs. These habits run in the background, often without attention, and they shape how the body responds throughout the day. Even with strong effort and clear intention, these small details can hold everything in place. The body follows the signals it receives, and those signals come from every bite and every sip. Keeping the pattern clean and consistent allows the internal shift to continue without interruption, giving the body the space it needs to move through the process naturally. So the real shift comes down to something most people overlook every single day. It is not just about what you eat, it is about how often you eat. That constant pattern of eating, even in small amounts, keeps your body locked in the same cycle, holding on to fat instead of using it. Once that pattern changes, everything inside your body starts responding differently. The signals that were blocking fat burning begin to fade, and the system finally gets the space it needs to switch modes. This is why the same effort starts giving different results, because now your body is working with you instead of against you. And the best part is how simple it is to test. Just one day can show you how your body reacts when it is given that space. One day of a different rhythm, one day of cleaner signals, one day of letting your body do what it is naturally designed to do. That small step can reveal more than weeks of struggling with the same routine. So the question now is simple. Could you try this for just one day? Have you tried fasting before, or would this be your first time? Share your thoughts and experience in the comments below. I would love to hear how it goes for you. If you found this helpful, like this video and subscribe to our channel for simple health truths that most people ignore